Alright folks, it's been a long time coming, but we're going to do a very brief Black Rifle Coffee Company review. Now, I've been drinking this for several years, big fan of it. I even wanted to help them sell their coffee, and they probably deleted that email, but that's neither here nor there. So we're going to go over some of the flavors, or blends rather, some of the blends that I've had. Not all of them are going to be pictured here, but we're going to go over them and possibly make recommendations depending on how much of a coffee drinker that you are. So before I get started, let me also point out that I would recommend anybody who gets this stuff to get whole bean and a grinder rather than buy pre-ground, because that way it holds its flavor for a lot longer. Okay, with that out of the way, we shall continue. So the first one I'm going to talk about is one of their light blends, and it is called Silencer Smooth. And as the name implies, it really is very smooth. I would recommend Silencer Smooth to if you know anybody who is not a big coffee drinker and they're trying to get into it or whatever. This is a great introductory blend, and it's also just flat out one of my favorites when I'm not feeling like drinking anything that's overly strong or bold. Yeah, I always, every time I buy a batch, I always have to get at least one bag of Silencer Smooth. So moving right along, another great one, AK Espresso. As you can see, kind of a fan. Okay, AK is a medium blend that is bold, but it's not overpowering. So if you're more of an advanced coffee drinker, and I'm not saying, there's some sort of elitism involved in drinking coffee. It's just some people like bold flavoring. They like to drink just bold black coffee, and AK is a great choice for that. Alright, another medium blend which I like a lot. I wasn't sure if I was going to like it at first, but it is also one of my favorites that I have to pretty much purchase one bag every time. It's not like AK in that it's not bold, but it's not weak. It's kind of a healthy medium, and it has a great flavor. That's the thing about, one of the things I love about Black Rifle Coffee. It's like you can have different blends that are, they have a bunch of medium blends. That's where I'd say they do their best work personally. But none of them are even the same, like even close. There's always something that's very distinct and unique about the blend, and I really like that. So these three, I highly recommend. I buy a bag of these every time. Now, Caffeine and Hate, this stuff, it was rough, but it was the good kind of rough. But I wouldn't recommend it to someone who's, again, not a big coffee drinker. But I actually gave some of this to someone who was a first sergeant in Ranger Battalion, and he loved the stuff. He fucking loved it, and I don't blame him. All right, now I've had this stuff as well. This is the Heavy Days Espresso, and I found that it was very, very similar to AK, actually. I always recommend you get this stuff, the seasonal Christmas blend. Highly recommended. So other blends that I don't have on display here that I've tried are Just Black, which I, obviously you can tell that I didn't really care for it that much because I don't have a bag. I didn't save a bag. It seemed very plain to me. I didn't really I didn't love it the way I did other blends. I've had Sniper's Hide, which I found to be a little too light for my taste. It's their lightest blend that they have. It could also be a good introductory blend. And probably the last one I've had is caffeinated as fuck. And I honestly, that is the one blend that I could say I just really disliked. And some people probably love it, but personally I didn't like it. So guys, if you are big fans of coffee and you like supporting law enforcement and military, because some of the profits that they make, they usually put it on the bag, but I don't think it's on this one. A portion of the profits go to veteran law enforcement and gun rights organizations, which, as you can tell, is right up my alley. So if you guys have not tried this stuff before, I highly recommend it. Yes, it's kind of expensive compared to Folgers or Maxwell House or whatever you're probably used to drinking if you drink coffee at all. But it's worth it, trust me. So with that said, I'll see you guys later.